everyone! I thought I'd come on here and show you guys my sewing room again. I did a sewing room tour last year and I feel like so much has changed. I watched back that video and I could almost hardly recognize it. There's a long arm down here now. Organization has changed, machines have changed, tools have changed, so I just thought it'd be fun to come on here and do a little tour, and it's been a long time since I've done a video. Okay, welcome to my sewing sanctuary, or my patchwork palace, or the basement, which I have taken over slowly but surely. It looks a little bit different from last year, so I thought I'd come on here and show you all of the new additions and just how the space has transformed in just a year. It's insane to think, but one thing that I really wanted to do more of was hang more of my work up on the walls. So you guys saw me piece that rainbow log cabin quilt top on a few lives, so that's hung up. And then I actually purchased this beautiful wall hanging off of Instagram from Jessica Quilts. She just made a beautiful wall hanging. I love how colorful it is. It's all hand pieced. The quilting's fun, so I have it on that wall. We just recently brought out this bookshelf, and right here I've got quilts that I need to be quilting, quilts that need to be finished piecing, and then those are all the quilt tops that I have for donations this year, so hopefully I can work through those, get them quilted and bound and donated at Guild. So then we walk in here. This is where I sew. Yes, I do sew against a wall. One of my friends was like, "You do sew against a wall. It always looks like you're up against a wall in your videos." Yes, I am. I'm right up by a window, so I can always look outside and see what's going on. I've got my beautiful Juki. This is a newer edition. She was not here last year. I absolutely love this machine. I've put quite a bit of stickers on her. I like to say that she is tattooed like I am. I've got all my tools and stuff that I usually grab for when I'm piecing, pens, my cutter, seam tape, bobbins, pens, my screwdriver, all the stuff. Right here I've got 3 quilts that need to be bound. So I became a long armer last year, and binding used to be my favorite thing, but now it's really hard to keep up with because I'm able to quilt a lot faster now. So I have 3 waiting for binding. I have some binding here that's prepped. And then all of my technology stuff. I've got my mount that I like to use for overhead sewing tutorials, which I don't really do a lot nowadays. And then here's another wall hanging. How beautiful is she? This is Gingerbread. You all know she's my favorite. I pieced this together with Becca and Teresa and Donna and a bunch of other friends on a live and hung her up. I just thought it'd be perfect to be right next to my machine. It says she seemed to walk in an atmosphere of things about to happen. So I thought that was really fitting to put right here. The atmosphere of things about to happen, of quilts about to be pieced, gifts about to be made, and all that jazz. Alright, let's go under the table now. We still have this space in between my table and like my raised table, and that's where I keep my Stripology rulers. I have a sewing machine cover, and then if we go even further down, I still have these. These were here last year. They did get pretty full, and I ended up donating almost all of my scraps from last year to a local quilter who makes cat beds for charities and stuff. So this is still organized by color, and I'm sure it'll fill up in no time this year. Let's go on over here. Here is my little pressing station. I love my new ironing table. My husband surprised me and picked it up from work one night. It's got the really pretty Tula Kabloom print on it. My local quilt shop sells these, and it's perfect. I just love how colorful it is and fun. This is where I keep my light pad, a mini wool mat, and my cordless Panasonic iron that I love, and of course some flatter spray for when I'm working on quilt quilting. And then this is my ruler wall. Absolutely love my ruler wall still. I love hanging them up there. I've got beautiful artwork up here. This is the only one that I've made. These are all sent in from friends and swap mates, and for some reason my postcard swaps keep falling, so I have some on my printer that need to be hung back up. But here is a view of my cutting table. I love this table. It was a free table I got on the marketplace and painted. I love how low it is. I can really get above my projects and get a good cut without cutting myself. I have my rotating cutting mats and some square rulers here, another rotating cutting mat, and my binding ease, a bunch of pins and stuff. I'm sure I could tidy that up, but who's got the time? All of my thread, my notions, all of that fun stuff. This is where I keep all of my sharp stuff away from my kids. I have some patterns in here. This is where I have my packaging stuff, so I write thank you cards every time I send a quilt back out. My little binding babies and little knickknacks that make me happy to look at when I'm down here. And then of course, my lamp. I love this lamp. I love coming down here and turning this on. It's just a nice low light. I love that it's kind of pink. It makes it super cozy in here. And then I've got some books and a little sewing machine that my friend gave me. And I like to keep all of my thank you cards and notes from people. Some amigurumi, which I haven't had a ton of time to do. Quilting kind of takes up all the time, but I'd love to get back to that. I've got a ton of yarn. And just some more knickknacks. Some really cute things that I've collected along the way. And so this has really changed, I feel like. Down here, there's been a lot of additions in like the pegboard wall and adding artwork up on the wall, and I just really love coming down here. So now let's go underneath my cutting table, and I love this table because I have a lot of storage opportunity. I have a little cabinet underneath there, and I have a bunch of my boxes that I use to ship quilts out on top of there, so it's kind of like a nice little packaging area. I've got this that I made that I kind of put batting scraps in after I cut quilts off the frame. And then I have some art bin ones here, one with all of my FPP stuff. I've got my puzzle mystery quilt one in there, and then over there you can see some binders, and those have all of my FPP patterns, all of my traditional patterns. I haven't really been printing them out as much this year, and kind of later into last year I kind of stopped printing them out, but it's nice to have them to flip through sometimes. And then I have this beautiful arrow chair, which was a birthday present from my sweet husband. It opens up, and this is where I keep my iPad, my journals, my agenda, some clappers, some manuals, and then a ton of little rulers and templates. So I like to store those in here because I don't have a ton of room in this bin anymore. Behind this beautiful gingerbread card and this one is a bunch of little rulers and templates, so that's something that I could definitely organize this year, but I just hide it with some artwork, because why not? I'm out of breath because I'm super pregnant, so I apologize. And then here are my ring lights. I have 2 of them now. They kind of hang out behind my little table until I'm ready to use them. So I'll back up and you can see that whole space a little bit better. I also have space underneath my table behind my storage units for my sewing machine cases and other stuff like that. And then we come over here and we've got my armoire. And I know, I told y'all, when I was unable to fit any more fabric in here, I would just stop buying fabric. But then I found this really cute bookshelf, and so this is where I keep all of my special fat quarters. We've got all Tula in here. We've got Anna Maria Horner in here and some Ruby Star. We've got some Gelato and more Ruby Star. And then we have more Ruby Star And these are just the special fabrics that I like to keep together and collect more than use. And then I have some Moda scrap bags, a Ruby Star scrap bag, and a cute little sewing container. Now I'll do a little sneak peek into here. Don't judge me, okay? Here is all my fabric. I have it pretty much organized. It's kind of hard to organize it with how much fabric's in here, but I've got jelly rolls up here. I have fat quarter bundles here with yardage behind on bolts. And then a lot of this is backings. So I have really large pieces of fabric here that are folded together that are all ready for backings. And then I also have more fat quarters behind there. It's a bit wild. So I'm really hoping that 2023 can be the year that I pull from my stash more and buy less. All right, let's close her up. And I don't really think this has changed that much. I just have a lot of randomness in here. I've got some Walmart fabric, my rubber bands, I've got some glue sticks, I have patterns in here, I have panels in here, I have a bunch going on. So that is another area where I could do a little bit more organizing. I could even put, you know, jelly rolls in there or charm packs in there and make it look really nice, but I just have not gotten to it yet. Here is my ironing board. I usually like to keep it stored in between the wall and the armoire to hide it and make the basement look even bigger, but I've been so busy with long arming that it's been really convenient just to keep out with my spray and my iron ready to go for whenever I need to iron a quilt top or a backing. And so that's out here. And then I've got my rack here. I have all my bags that I like to keep easy to access for guild. I can stuff quilts in there for show and tell. I have a bag here full of stuff for the free table. And then on the rack itself I have quilts that need to be quilted and they're just hanging out. These are personal quilts that need to be quilted, and then I like to keep my customer quilts separate so that you know, it doesn't get too crazy on this rack. And then we have this nice little area. So last year, if you remember, these chairs used to be both facing, you know, in one line, and now they're kind of catty-cornered to each other. We had to get crafty because this long arm takes up a very large portion of our basement. And we still wanted it to be a place where the kids could come down here and hang out and, you know, watch me quilt and be able to watch TV. We moved the TV over and Austin made me this amazing design wall. And so we didn't want to lose this completely as a space for us to be able to come down and hang out. So not only do the kids come down and hang out with me while I'm quilting and watch shows, but you can see there's an Xbox on top of that shelf. So Austin moved his Xbox down here and he can play down here sometimes. So that's really nice. Here's more of the ledge, more stuff. This bin has a bunch of handy quilter rulers that I got when we purchased the long arm. And then I have my 2 storage bins. I put scrap batting in here. I put all of my long arm stuff, so needles, my sew tights, anything that I need to grab while I'm quilting is in that basket. More scrap batting, a quilt that is still needing to be sent to a customer. She keeps saying she's gonna come pick it up, but I think she wants to meet the baby, so maybe in a month or 2 she'll come get it. And then down here I've got paper and then yardage for my block of the month that I don't really want to put with the rest of my fabric. Okay, so as we come on over here, this used to be like a movie entertainment shelf. We had like popcorn bins in here. We had all of my husband's like remote controllers. We had a whole bunch of stuff in here. And now it's yarn, thread, and thread. So I like all of my color ones up here. I have them on can risers so that I can see them all easily. And then this second shelf, I have all of my like neutrals, my grays, my more boring colors, the ones that blend really well with others. I have my pre-wounds, I have my bobbins, more bobbins, and then there's also this little bin down here that I have pins and stuff if I need to grab. I'll just grab in there. And then of course, all of my yarn. And you always need a, you know, a snack. So I like to keep chocolate here for whenever I'm working on a quilt and I need a little sweet snack. And then up here, I have 2 more bins. This has my block of the month fabric in it, and this has a project that I should be working on right now, but I need to get back to that. So I really do love these bins. They stack well, there's plenty of room, and they separate my projects really nicely. Okay, this is behind the long arm. Not a bunch going on. That red bin down there is more scrap batting. I have quite a bit of scrap batting that I need to franken piece eventually. And then my design wall. I have a bunch of my FPP projects on here that I just don't really have plans for. And so instead of wadding them up and putting them somewhere, I thought, why not just hang them up? So, you know, it's nice art as I wait to get them done. And then here is the long arm. Again, I like stickers. She's tatted up nicely already. I've got Gingerbread, I've got a bunch of just different stuff. I've got Missouri Star Quilt Company on there, Allison Glass, Tula Pink. I just have a bunch of stickers. They just make me happy, and that's kind of a big thing for me. I want my space to be colorful and bright, and a place that I want to come down to when I'm stressed out or when I'm tired or when I just want to enjoy my time. I want to be happy and see color. And so that is something, when you look around the basement, there is a lot of color. It's very cheerful. It's very fun. There's art everywhere. And so, yeah, another addition that I have down here. This used to be my chair that was over there. And instead of getting rid of it, it's actually been really nice to have by my long arm. If I need a seam rip at all, it's a lot easier to sit there and not kill my back. And I can sit there while it's running and be close to the frame and make sure that all the stitches are looking mighty fine. But yeah, this is the space, and I'm really excited to see how it changes, how it grows, how it transforms within the next year. So maybe we'll be doing, you know, a yearly sewing room tour. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. So that is all, friends. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite change has been in this space, or if it inspired you to do something in your sewing room. Let me know. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!